knowing nothing is better than knowing everything. And what I mean by that is, when you know everything, there is less to learn. But when you know nothing, there is so much more to learn. And to apply that to training is that when you're a world-class Olympian, you're at the top percentage of whatever discipline you're in, there's only so much that can be added to your potential, that when you compare that with someone who's barely starting out, that knows nothing, the room for improvement in terms of performance and knowledge is so much higher than it is for, let's say, the top percentage of people. You have more opportunities to learn from everyone, and you find more places to learn information. When you get to the top and you're the top elite, you typically find little instances to improve your, let's say, your track time by half a second, or you're a bodybuilder or weightlifter, you can improve your weight by 5-10 pounds. But when you're barely starting out, your room for growth to increase in weight is so much higher. Like, you have so many things going for you that learning and refining your discipline, it just comes easy. And one example that I could think of that isn't training related is playing games. When you first get introduced to a new game, new concept, everything, the first couple months of playing a game is eye-opening. Like, you never experience such a game that has new mechanics and new ways to level, that you're fascinated, you're intrigued, and with time the game starts to diminish. You know, all the mechanics that were all new to you no longer feel exciting to learn. Everything feels the same and it feels repetitive, and then eventually you move on to a new game, find a new game that piques your interest. To transition back to training, I feel that when you know nothing, you are more receptive to criticisms, and also your room for growth in knowledge and potential is so much higher than if you know everything. And when you know everything, you are typically top of the class, and you're less receptive to taking any criticism. So I always think and try to be as open as possible, because I find that when I open up my mind, I'm more willing to take advice or criticism, and that really allows me to be more humble in my thoughts. So this week I had a few sets of front squats, and then after I warmed up a little bit, I decided to kind of axe the front squats to conserve my energy, to see how many reps I could do on 3 plates, 315. And the reps were looking pretty good. I'd say 1 or 2 reps left in the tank on the 315. I really want to get my reserve to 3 perhaps, and maybe do more sets of 315. In the past I've only done 1 or 2 sets 315, so maybe reach to 3 sets, try to get that a little bit higher. On the deadlifts, I really wanted to push this week, trying to see what my potential max was, and as you can see there, 445 for 1 rep. I think I could pull out maybe 10 pounds higher, but I think for the time being 445 is where I'll stop at. Wanted to see if I can get to get 3 reps before I move up. 3 reps really solidifies in my mind that it's time to move up. If you only can do 1 rep and the form is not that great, I don't think moving up is such a wise idea. But also, another thing that's good when I do deadlifts is I don't have any soreness per se compared to when I squat or bench. Bench, I do feel a little soreness, but it's not too big. But the squats, I definitely have soreness when I push to RPE 7 or 8. It's weird because I spend the same amount of time working out each muscle, and I always have muscle soreness on legs only and a little bit of chest. This week I wanted to try out for my push day. I wanted to see how far I can do 5x5s, and ended up with 225 on the 5x5s. I've done 5x5s 245 before, but on the 4th or 5th set I would lower my rep range by 1 or 2. So 225 is really my bread and butter, where I'm comfortable with. And it's still smooth too. After each set, don't have any difficulties. I still have 2 reps in reserve. Here are my running splits for this week. I mean, looking good. Just doing maintenance on running for the time being, and really focus on increasing weight on my lifts. That's it for this week, and I'll catch you in the next one.